my name is Serena, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to be showing you how to make some envelopes. Right here I have two different ones. So we have this one, which is just going to be the clear, so you can like see through it, and then this one is going to be the matte. So it's a little less, you can still see the bill in it, but it'll be less see-through, if that makes sense. And these ones don't have holes. I'll show you how to do those as well, and then I'll show you if you want the hole punches. Usually the ones without hole punches, usually people use them for if you want to put them in A5 size envelopes, or you can just use them in your wallet like this without the punches. So I'll show you how to do that. So first, I have my laminator right here, and so I'm going to go ahead and set it because it takes a minute to warm up. And my envelopes, I like to do the 5mm just because it's a bit thicker. The 3mm I find is just too flimsy for me and my taste, so I'm going to set it to the 5mm, and then this will be heating up a little bit. So, I'm going to show you how to do the clear ones first because that's more simple and easy to do. So what you'll need is, well, yeah, I like to do the 5mm laminate sheet right here. This one is kind of messed up at the bottom, but I'm going to be cutting these to go in the middle, so this won't really bother me as much. So you're also going to need this or any kind of cutter just so you can cut the envelopes to the size that you want and the size that you need. So this is going to be the inner part of the envelope. You won't see this. This is just how we're going to make the pocket for the actual envelope. So I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna use this side actually. Well, first I like to cut off the corners so they're not round, because I don't know if you can see, but on here they're rounded on all four corners, but I want them not to be rounded because they'll look a little weird when you laminate them in there, so I like to cut it off. So since this one's messed up, I'm just gonna cut off to where this is out, or till it's off. And then here, since I use this, I kind of know my measurements for this type. Every cutter is different, so once you get the hang of it, you'll find what or where you need to stop for each size that you want to do. But if you have this one, I just stop on this gray line before I get to it, and that's just like a perfect place for me to cut that corner off. So now for the length of it, I like to do 6.5. So I just cut it on a 6.5 like this. So this one like that, and then for this you can actually do the other envelope. So for the inner part, I'm gonna do, there's a 3 on here. Let me see if I can bring it closer so you can see. So this 3 on here, I'm not gonna go to the first one, but I'll go to the second one. So if I'm cutting the paper like this, instead of going to here at the 3, I'm gonna move over 1, 2. So I'll cut it on that one. So I'm gonna cut it there. This is this one, right? Yeah. So, one laminate sheet can actually make 3 envelopes if you do this size. If you go any bigger, it probably won't make as much. But the smaller you do, the more envelopes you can make per laminate sheet. Okay, so now I'll bring this up close so you can see the 6.5 I was talking about. For this one, we'll go right here. So that's 6, and then 6.5 is what I cut on this one. And this will be the one envelope. Okay. So this is going to be the size of the envelope on the inside. So now, taking this that I cut first, I'm going to turn it this way, and I'll cut it with that 3 and then go over 2 like that. That's my other envelope, and then I'll do the same, go to 3, move over 2 lines, make sure that is that, okay, and then cut. This one is going, the last one is going to be a little bit smaller, so I'll just put this and save it. If I do want to use that size or anything, I can reuse that so I don't throw it away. And so now all of these will be even and the same size. So this is going to be the inside of the envelope. So now we're done with the cutter for now, but we'll come back to it. So I'm going to grab another piece of the 5mm laminate sheet and just open it up. Okay, and then here's this. This is the one we cut. So now what you want to do with this is you're going to peel it apart like this. This is very important because you want to make sure you're doing it the right way, because if you don't, it's not going to make the pocket. It's going to do something else that you didn't want to do. So when you open it, you just flip it. Make sure you flip it. So it's going to be very kind of easy to tell, just because it's going to slide this just like that. It's going to be very easy. If you do it this side, it's not. It's like, you see, it's not as slippery and movable, but if you do opposite sides, it's going to be like that. And on these, it's going to be a little harder to tell since they're clear, but you can kind of see one side's shiny and the other side's more matte. So you want the shinies touching together because that means it's not going to stick together, and that's going to make your pocket, so that's where you'll open it up. Okay, so now you want to just line them up, make sure that they're even. Okay, and then you're gonna put them just right in here. I like to do, you can go as close as you want to the top, however far you want. It doesn't matter, just make sure that this is even. And you can even go back in here and just move it a little bit to how it needs to be even on everything. So once it's even like that, that's good. Now you're going to do the other ones. So you're going to do the same thing, flip it over, make sure it's even, and then put it in this way. So you're going to do one here, and then you'll do the other one here. Now, this is important also. So if you want to do hole punches, you want to make sure that there is a good enough space, I want to say an inch or so, from envelope to envelope here. So this is going to be the top of the envelope, and this is the bottom. So this, you want to go as close here so you can have more space down here. And these envelopes, you want to make sure that you are not putting it as close, but don't put it too close, because you want to have this part to where you make sure it's laminated, so then you can cut it to an even line and then it's good on both sides. But also right here, you want to leave a good enough space, so about an inch, so you can do the hole punches. I really hope you can see this. Okay, so there is that. And usually what I like to do, so you can do like save more space, is these will be the top of the envelope for these two right here. So you can go as close as you want, because you're going to cut this part anyway to the opening. So that way that gives this an inch of a space, so you can do the bottom with holes if you want. If you don't want, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure there's enough space in between so you can cut if you want holes, or if you want that space. Alright, so now that I've explained that, we're going to make start on the other one. So both glossy on the inside so that they won't stick and make that pocket. And I'll just slide it in right about there. And like I said, once you do this a couple times, you'll get the hang of it and it won't be so hard. I know at first it's a little bit tricky and sometimes annoying, but we'll get, you'll get there. And the same thing with this one. and slide it in. Make sure the corners are matching up. Sometimes this is annoying, but there we go. So now it's good. So you're gonna be careful because you don't want them to come, you know, a little bit undone. So I'm gonna pinch the sides and then I'm just gonna put it in the laminator. Can't really see this part because it's out of focus, but I'm gonna put it in the laminator. Okay. So, and I'll also tell you a little trick that I learned. If your envelopes are coming out glossy, okay, so now that the envelopes are laminated, this is what, hopefully they won't look like this exactly, because if you can see, it's kind of, it has shadowy kind of color, but, or cloudy, that's what it's called. Cloudy, but I'm going to show you if your envelopes do come out cloudy, I'm going to show you how to fix that and make it not cloudy. So, let's get out the cutter once again. And this, I'm just going to do a little bit of rough cuts just to get the envelopes out so I can do the actual size. So make sure when you're cutting more to this. If you want holes on this one, more cut over here. So, just gonna cut right about there. I think it's good. And then same, I'm just gonna cut in the middle of these two envelopes. So now you have your 3 envelopes. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like, kind of. All right. So first, what I like to do is cut off this. So when I go in here on mine, I like to line up this. This is where it's gonna cut right here on this edge, close to that line. So I'm gonna put this line right here where the envelope is meeting that inner part of the envelope. Like you see that little cloudy part? That line on the inner part is where I'm gonna line this up, and that's where it's gonna cut. It's gonna cut right on that line. So that's the first cut that I do. And I even it out on both sides. Make sure it's cutting evenly like that. Okay. So then that's the top part of the envelope, and you see it opens. That means you did it correctly, but it is looking a little cloudy. So I'll fix that last. Now for this part, if you want holes, this is if you want holes. On this one, I guess it's about 1/2 inch. No, maybe like 1/2 inch. So 3/4 maybe. I don't know. If you have this one, I just got this one from Walmart. It was very cheap. At the time I just wanted this one, so I can just start. So if you have this one, if you don't, I don't know, I have an exact measurement. I just kind of like learned, but I line up that bottom line of the inner envelope with this line right here, which is the line that's closest to this. It's just a block. I don't know if block, yeah, block is 1/2 inch. So you'll do 1/2 inch and then you'll cut it. So then it'll have like that. That's gonna be 1/2 inch from the inner part of the envelope line to there. Okay, and then next I cut off these ends or a little bit. You don't want to get cut too close to this line, the outer line that you see, because if you do, that's the part where there's that ends, that stuck together part. So if you cut too close, then the envelope's gonna start peeling way easier to open. So you don't want to cut too close to that line. But like I said, if you have this cutter, I will show you. Well, you can't really see, but if you see this faint line, I'm going to be putting that right here on this one. But you just want to give it enough space that you think that the envelope is not going to open. So I'll kind of show you after I cut it what that kind of size looks like. Okay, got that one cut, and I'm going to do the other side the same way. Okay. So now it kind of has like, if you can see, there's that inner piece of the line, and then there's that clearer part. That's where I cut, and that's where it's not going to peel, if that makes sense. So that's the inner part of the line. This is just laminate where it's not going to peel. So that's I feel like that's a good enough space so it doesn't peel. And that will be the envelope. So I will do these off camera, and I'll be right back to show you how you get the cloudiness to go away. Okay, so before I show you how to get rid of that cloudiness, let me show you if you would like to not have the hole punch like this. I left that space for the hole punch. If you don't want the hole punch, basically you're just going to do the same thing you did on the corners. You're just going to leave a good enough space so this part is not too close because you don't want it to open. So you're just going to eyeball it really. I'm sorry I don't have any measurements for it, but you could probably go to that same line you did with the other one. I'm just going to go a little more just because that gap was a little bigger. Okay, and so it'll be like that. You can really just do it however you feel comfortable. It's not going to open. You just don't want it too close so it peels open, because you want it to last a long time. Okay, so now we're done with the cutter. And so now what you want to do with these envelopes. Alright, let's do one of the cloudier ones so you can see. Bring this a little closer. So what I like to do, let me pull this off, is put it in like this. Let me get it. So you're going to pull, I'm going to put it in sideways like this, and it's going to laminate one more time. And it's still going to be cloudy, but when you take it out, you're going to go in and do it sideways. So it's still cloudy, and now you're going to put it in this way, which is the long side. And it should no longer be cloudy if I did it right. I don't know how it works. Honestly don't. But now it is not cloudy anymore, if you can see. There is, sometimes it's going to leave kind of like a burnt spot, so that is upsetting. But where it was like so much cloud, it's not cloud anymore. So if there's a better way to do this, I mean, this is just 5mm and it's on the 5mm setting, so I don't know why it's doing it so bad sometimes, and it's not every time, so I don't really know. But this is a good example just to show you that every time you laminate, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be cloudy sometimes, and then sometimes you'll get a good time where it's not cloudy. I wish it was every time, but it's just, I mean, I have it on the 5mm settings, and this is 5mm. Both of the sheets that I use are 5mm laminate, so I don't know. But if I use 3mm, it's not going to fully laminate because it's too thick for the 3mm. But you know, I think this one's going to turn out better just because there was less of that cloudiness, so we'll see. So yeah, that turned out way better. So this one is way less cloudy now than that other one. So that's how you kind of get that cloudiness away. also be that I bought the cheaper Lemonade that you could got it from Walmart, but who knows. I'm not gonna worry with it because our envelopes are done. So this one is going to be the one without holes, and it's gonna look like this. And let me see, I have a fake 50 over here that I'm gonna put in to show you what it would look like. So now you'll just, you know, open it up and put your money in there, and it fits like this. And that's the back side. So it gives you a little, kind of like 1/2 inch size up here, or space, so it can hold up, you know, hold a few bills up in there. And yeah, so this is this one, and then this is this one with, I'm gonna use this one because this one's better. Okay, and then this one with the spot to do the holes. So they're the same, it's just this one is cut a little more so you can do the holes. So now I'm gonna show you what I do with my envelopes personally, because I like them this way. So I can show you on these. I'm gonna get my right here. This is the hole puncher I use, and I got this off of Amazon. I'll link everything that I mentioned down below, so you can just click the link and get to it straight there. And then I also have this, which is the corner rounder I use, which I also got off of Amazon, so I'll link that down below. And so I don't like how sharp these are, because they are very sharp. So I'm gonna cut them off. I usually do the 4mm for the top part, but I've actually been liking the 7, so I'll just hole punch all of these just like that. So after it is so after I rounded the corners off, this is what it looks like. I just think it's just so much nicer, and also it's not going to poke you at random times, you know. So I'm going to round the corners on all of these, and then I will show you the hole puncher. So there's different settings you can put it on, and so it'll tell you that's half, letter, A5, personal, A6, mini pocket, and then this. So this, I have it kind of on this setting right here. It's not fully over here, and it's got like a little like centimeter right there of space. But this is supposed to be on the personal size, but this one works best for me, like being right there. So you'll also kind of find that. And then also make sure back here you have it on your personal setting. So make sure it's on the personal hole punch right here on both sides, so that it'll fit in the binder that you got off of Amazon, or like those types of binders, because every binder is kind of like different. But most of the ones on Amazon, I've noticed, I've got all mine from Amazon, that they, you know, these envelopes right here on the personal size are perfect to fit in those. So this is going to be the finished product of this one, of the clear, because that one has no holes, but these two have holes. So we're going to go ahead and just put it in like this and go all the way down, hole punch, and then it'll look like this with the hole punches. Gonna do the same thing for this one, and now they'll line up like that. So then you can put it in your binder. I'm just gonna get out my purple binder that I use and put it in like that. So it'll look like this. I'm gonna put the 50 prop in here. So you can see that it'll look like this in your binder. So that's what the clear one looks like. Okay, and then I use the clear one for the ace. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you use the ones without hole punch, like this one, you can put it in like this A5 envelope. Let me take these out. And so you can put them in here, like put your prop money in here and just slide it in there. So I can show you with this 50. So you'll put the 50 in there. It's gonna look like that. And then you can put it in here. And it fits perfectly in there, and it's not going to rip anything because I rounded the corners, and it fits perfectly in there without the hole punches. And you can fit multiple in these A5 envelopes. So there's that. So that's what this one is going to look like, and it's a bit thicker than if you were to do it in 3mm. Now if you just have 3mm and that's all you have, you can do the same steps that I just did, just do it for 3mm. I just don't like to do the 3mm because I forgot to put this back. I just don't like to do the 3mm just because it is less sturdy. Like these are more sturdy and thicker, you know, so much thicker than the 3mm. But if you do the 3mm, I do have an example of that. This is where I just keep all of the envelopes that I have for my shop that I take pictures of. So I just keep them in here. That's where I'll put these, just because I'm not going to use these. But yeah, here's an example of the same thing I just did, just in 3mm. So it's way more flimsier. You can like touch the corners. You can open it if you want like this, but it's just, I don't know. You see that? Versus, you know, more sturdy. So I just like the more sturdy kind, so that's the one I like to use. So let me just put these back. I'm gonna put these in here. And then the next envelope that I want to show you how to do is the matte one. If you have matte and you want to try the matte, which is my personal favorite because it also prevents the fogginess. You cannot see the fogginess if you do the matte. And also I just like how it's not just so clear. It's kind of like, you know, see-through. Like this one, this is 3mm matte, but you can kind of see my hand, but it's not like clear like the other one. So if you had a 50 in the envelope, it would look like this. You can still see it, but it's not as clear, you know? And so that's how I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you to do now. So first we're going to get the 5mm, just the regular 5mm laminate sheet right here, not the matte. This is going to be the inner, just like we just did a while ago. So it's going to be the inner pocket of it. It's going to be what makes the envelope open. So like I did on the other ones, I'm just going to cut the part where it has the corners off, so we can have that sharp edge. Okay. And then I'm gonna do this a little faster just because I showed you how to do it on the clear ones, and it's the exact same. We're just doing it with the matte 5mm, or you can do 3mm matte, whichever you prefer. Just I like the 5mm because it's a bit thicker. and sturdier. And then for this one, we're gonna go ahead and do the 3, move it over 2. Oops. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing it right again because I messed up. Okay. Okay, and then this is the long way, so 6.5. Okay, and then this is the envelope. So we're doing the same thing. Alright, so now when you have these envelopes cut, you're gonna, instead of getting the 5mm regular, you're gonna get the 5mm matte. And so on this one, if you can probably tell a difference now that you see it, it's a little bit less see-through, and also you can feel it's different. It's not as smooth as these. So now you're gonna do the same thing, open it, and you're gonna flip these inside of each other. It's gonna run smoothly, just like that. And make sure it's even and just stick it in the corner. This one is a little harder to see if it's even in there because it's matte, but you can always open it, make sure you're doing it even. Okay, you're gonna do that for all of these again. I'm just gonna do this and then I'm going to laminate it and then I'll be back. Okay, so now when it is laminated, we're going to get the cutter again and just do the same steps that I did earlier. I'm just gonna cut them off so we have them all individual. And it'll be easier to do the cuts. All right, so we'll start with this one. We're gonna do the cuts exactly the same. It's just gonna be on this mat. So I'll do the first one with you, and then the other one, you know, I'll cut the same. I cut on the sides. Well, I guess I could do this one, but okay. And this is the one that you don't have the hole punches on. So we're done with the cutter. Gonna bring over this, and you can use either, you know, corner size you want. This is just the size that I use and offer when I do envelopes. This is the size I'm going to do on all corners unless you ask for something different in my shop. Okay, and so it's gonna look like this, and I'll show you what the bills look like in it in a minute. This is just my personal favorite. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the matte, but it's like so nice. Just gives off a nice feel for it. All right. So you rounded the corners. Let me get the hole puncher for the other two. So this one, you'll do it the same. Okay. So the holes like that. And then this one doesn't have holes, so it's kind of a mess. I'm gonna clean that up. But here is those, and then let's put the fake 50 I have right here, and the matte one with no holes. Okay, and that's what this is going to look like. Let me move it over. Okay. That's what it's going to look like in its envelope. And then, let me get another one out so you can see. And then the one with the hole punches, same way, just it has hole punches and it'll fit in the binder. So that's what that one looks like. So it's a little bit different. You know, you see the 1/2 inch where I cut off, so it didn't have the holes. If you want them in the binder, you'll do it like this. And it's just, I like this one way more. And if you watch any of my other videos, that's the one that I use with these. Except with these, I have a vellum sheet in there. And if you would like to know how to do those, let me know down below because I can do a video on that. That one just takes a little more time and like precision. And also you have to have that extra material, which is the vellum piece of paper, which is expensive for $100 of what it comes with. So, but if even if, you know, if I didn't have the vellum, I could live with these because these are almost the same as the vellum in the back. It's just so, like, it's just nice. I like these ones very much. So they're my favorite. I've said that like 5 times, I think. So that is that. So I showed you how to do the matte version and the clear version. So that is these two side by side. Now you can definitely see the difference. This one is very clear and this one is less clear. So I hope you did enjoy this video and learning how to do these envelopes. If you would like to see any other kind of videos of how to do any envelopes or how to do dividers, the double-sided envelopes, or any like Cricut stuff, I do have a Cricut Joy. It's not the big one, but it is a Cricut Joy that I use for my other stuff and my other envelopes. So if you'd like to see any of that kind of content, just let me know down below and I can definitely try to do one of those videos. So I hope you did enjoy this video and stick around for the next few videos because I plan to do a lot of videos back to back this month just because it is the Christmas season, and I don't know, I just enjoy making videos and posting videos and seeing everyone's comments. So if you have subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I do really appreciate it. And if you're not and you would like to subscribe, I would love for you to join me on my journey and see where it goes. And if you like this video, please give me a like and comment. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!